This video is dedicated to my OG Sim friends and the person that requested this video. So, hi Sim friends, I'm Simtimistic, like optimistic, but make it Sims. And I have not done a current household in a while. And this is actually a requested current household. So I did some shorts. I do shorts occasionally when I don't have videos that make enough sense to be a full-length video, or I just like a song. It's really random, but I was asked to do an update on the Lawrence family based on one of my shorts, so go check those out. And I know there are a lot of new Sim friends here, so I do want to give some background on this. You can just fast forward this if you already know this Sim, you're already familiar. This is a member of the Lawrences, who are the family of my Rags to Riches challenge, which I completed. Look in the description below. I completed it in a very interesting way. Kind of followed the rules, kind of didn't. But Kenya is the second generation of that family. The mom and dad are rich, and Kenya is their firstborn. And I know the update. I'm sorry, I don't remember who exactly asked for the update. Leave me a comment and I will pin you if you were the one that asked for the update. But Kenya, in order to update on the other siblings, I had to update on Kenya first because she's the oldest, and I kind of like to make sure everybody's updated in order. I don't like to throw off my timelines, especially because I play with aging off. So Kenya moved to Del Sol Valley with her BFF, Billy. Billy is a child of Baco and Anaya, and they grew up together. They became very close. Their Baco and Rich, who is Kenya's father, worked together, and so they grew up very close, BFFs. They moved to Del Sol Valley together, but Kenya didn't really love the Del Sol Valley lifestyle. She wasn't moving up as an actress as quickly as she wanted to, and she wasn't really into being out and about. Like, it just didn't fit her. And Kenya has always been pulled to San Myshuno because at one point when she was growing up, they lived in San Myshuno. She doesn't fully remember that as a kid because by the time she really had memories, they moved to Newcrest. But she's always been fond of San Myshuno. Her parents don't love it because they kind of lived in the hood at that time, so they just don't love the city life. And Kenya is now definitely fully grown, and so she has moved back to San Myshuno on her own, and she's just looking for a change of lifestyle. She's also exploring writing and not being as much of an actress, doing some behind the scenes writing. So I wanted to give her why are we in cast? I have to explain that. We are in cast because I wanted to give her an update to her wardrobe. Partially because she's moving to San Myshuno, also because she's older now. She's about, I think, 25, but she's kind of more mature than her age just because she's had a lot of independence, maybe also being the oldest sibling. She's pretty mature. And so I wanted to give her a new start, new hair, and clothing that fit her a little more. So she was a little more glamorous in Del Sol Valley. Even though she never really cared for that, she kind of was looking for something more laid back style. And so that is what I focused on giving her. Just clothes that are still cute. She tried. She does have a sense of style, but definitely laid back, nothing too tight, nothing too showy. She can go work in a coffee shop, but she can also go out for drinks. Just San Myshuno is a different vibe. I don't want to say it's a little more intellectual, maybe less physical. So she just wants to fit that. She also has her natural hair out. She has more time to do it the way she wants to, that she didn't really have in Del Sol Valley. And just to update you all on Billy, Billy still lives in Del Sol Valley. Billy loves it there. She loves being an influencer, and that just fits her perfectly. So that is my update on Billy. If you want to see a day in the life of Billy, please let me know in the comments, or a current household on Billy or any other Sims that you miss and you want to know what's going on with them. I will provide that update. Just give me some time so I can make it make sense and write something interesting up for you. Oh, and if I didn't state this in the beginning, this current household is kind of like a 2-for-1. It will be an update on Kenya, and then it will be an update on her sisters towards the end. So I can kind of explain there are 3 siblings, all girls. And then, so there's Kenya, Egypt, and then there's Mali. If you get the theme of these names, let me know in the comments because they definitely have a theme. And the 2 youngest are pretty close in age. I think Egypt is 1 year ahead of Mali. And I'll get into that once it's their turn. But I just wanted to let you know, like, the whole family before I start the video, and we will eventually get to gameplay. I just like to spend a lot of time fixing my Sims up. So let me just speed this up real quick because I know you don't want to spend your whole time in Create a Sim. So of course, besides getting clothing, Kenya has to get her nails done. I do try to mess around with her skin a little bit, just slightly. I wanted it to look kind of like she saw an esthetician. And so it still looks like Kenya, in my opinion. Let me know in the comments if you think it's like a drastic change. But I wanted to look like her skin was brightened. Maybe she got like, I don't know, some injectables or something. And then I also wanted to change her traits a little bit because I feel like she's grown up a little more. And I like to say change my sim traits. I don't think they should always be the same. So I wanted to make her creative because I do feel like she's a little more creative than she used to be before. And I think that's why she's kind of focused on writing. And then I also make her a foodie because I feel like, she's spent time, she has taste. I kept her self assured, just so you know, that's a trait she inherited from her dad, Rich, both very self assured. And yeah, I'm trying to figure out what the best aspiration for her is. I still have it as being an actress, but I don't think that really fits. So let me know in the comments what you think her aspiration should be at this point because I feel like Kenya has evolved, but there was nothing that really fit her. And here we are at her apartment, which I don't remember which building this is, but y'all probably know better than me. And she has the perfect rainy day outfit on for moving in. So I'm going to do my best. She's in the hallway of her apartment at this point. Not the apartment building, but the hallway of her actual apartment. So yeah, let me know in the comments what building this is. I did get this build off the gallery and kind of changed it a little bit because I am not great at doing floor plans. So I try to get a floor plan and then change some things. But honestly, this living room I kept almost the same, like almost 100% the same. I might have like taken a couple of things out that didn't fit Kenya. I obviously put that bar stool in because this was like a CC free from the gallery build, so I added that in. Even these paintings are CC free, just so you know, I think, except maybe that one that's like marbleized. I added like her little Google Home in there, popcorn maker. She has her blender, her coffee, so she has a lot of counter space. There, she was obviously having something to drink. She has a lot of counter space. This is a very large apartment. In that it's spacious, it's actually not that many bedrooms, but it's a very spacious apartment. It's 2 bedrooms, but it has, what is it, floor to ceiling windows, floor to ceiling, like just high ceilings, I guess, in general. And I'm still kind of tweaking the bedrooms a little bit because they don't really have any personality. I think I changed this couch to fit her a little more. But yeah, the bedrooms kind of don't have personality yet, which is fine for a guest bedroom, but not necessarily fine for her bedroom. So definitely let me know if you have more suggestions on what Kenya's vibe is. We also don't know how long Kenya will be staying here. We gave her a little mic to work because she's still an actress, so she still has to work on her craft. Oh, I built the gym because I wanted her to have that as well. And then I think I also built her an office, but we'll get to that. I like have some CC in the bathroom. She has her own bathroom as well. I think there's 3 bathrooms. I could be wrong. It might just be 2. She also has a Google Home in this bedroom, but again, there's a lot of space. Everything's really wide and spread out. Looking at this actually makes me feel like she could have a pet, like things are spacious enough for her to have a pet, which might be cute. She is gonna have to go downstairs and walk her. Well, if it's a dog, that is. If it's a cat, it could kind of be chill. Let me know if you think Kenya's more a dog person or a cat person or a no pets person, because we are still deciding if she's staying here. And I put the thermostat in the front of the house and the back of the house because I feel like a lot of times in The Sims we put it in one place, but then it's just too far for the Sims to walk. So if my sim is luxurious, has a decent amount of simoleons, I will give them 2 thermostats. This is her little office where she will do her writing, also where she can take some meetings as well. They'll have to walk through the gym, but I think the gym is always almost always clean. It's better than walking through the bedroom, and they'll walk through this hallway. They can even like wait in the hallway. So again, a lot of space. I think this is a good setup because she can kind of lock certain doors and keep Sims out. And I just want to show you her task for her gig that is coming up. And she has to practice a romance scene. So she's actually going to invite a friend over to help her practice. And here is her genealogy. So you can get a sneak peek at her family, Rich, and her mom, Alicia. Oh, I miss them. But there's nothing really to do with them. That's why I didn't really update them. They're just chilling. They're just living their rich life, no pun intended. And yeah, they're not doing a lot because they don't have to. They're not, they're not in grinding season. But if you have anything that you think they're doing and you want me to show it, feel free to leave it in the comments. As long as they're not going on vacation, I feel like I've shown them going on vacation several times, and I'm just showing the traits that Kenya has. Unique appearance, she's a great storyteller, she doesn't really sweat that much, she's creative visionary, a night owl. Again, this sim has been around a long time, so I was able to like give her a lot of traits. She gets a lot of free services because she she is that girl, even though she has not had the most successful acting career. Again, it's kind of like she's a little Nepo baby in some ways. I guess not Nepo baby in that her parents are in the same industry, but like her parents are very rich and people know them, especially on the coast, like San Myshuno and Two Valley. So she has taken advantage of some of that. So let me tell you a little bit about who is coming over to help her with her lines. This is Brian, and speaking of like nepotism a little bit, Brian works for Alicia at her PR agency. She owns like a comms, maybe it's more communications agency. She owns a big communications agency, and Brian works there. And that is actually how he met Kenya. Now, I don't want to say Brian is just friends with Kenya because he works for her mom, but he is slightly social climby. So, yeah, just walk through something that's not a door, sir. Uh, but yeah, he's slightly social climby and loves to be like, think of a person, and this is no shade, but think of sometimes like a friend of the show on like Real Housewives. Like, that's kind of his vibes. Like, he wants to be in the mix. Like, he's not a bad person. Oh, we have to pay our bills. Yeah, he's not a bad person or anything like that, but he is very aware of the group he's in, and that's not the background that he comes from. So let me just lock these doors so they can get to rehearsal. And I really won't show too much of that because, I don't really love showing the same thing that like people I've seen in other videos, or, like even if I feel tired of seeing it in my game, I think you all play. Oh, look at Billy texting us. We miss you, Billy. And yeah, I just feel like if I see things too repetitive, like in the game or in other people's videos, I don't always want to show it. But sometimes people like that, so just let me know. But yeah, we will get to our rehearsal. Ignore that heart. There is like no romance between them at all. That's not a thing. He does not like women, so I don't know what that heart was about, but that means I might need to like fix something. But yeah, there is no love connection here. I didn't give much warning to this because I actually forgot it was happening. But Kenya is having, doesn't she look stunning? This dress is not new. This dress is from when she lived in Del Sol Valley, but she just hadn't wore it very much. And I just love the way she looks in it. It just fits the sim so great. But yeah, Kenya is having a fake casual dinner with like the directors and the producers of the role that she is auditioning for. And it's supposed to be like impromptu, but it's not because they kind of flew here for this. And yeah, she's having this. She finally has this like nice place all to herself and no roommates. So yeah, they're just stopping in to have a little dinner party. She's trying to schmooze, but it's not just about this film. Again, she knows like long term she's thinking about writing and being like behind the scenes. So she is trying to like connect with them under the guise that it's about acting, but also like gonna mention that like she's dabbling in writing. One thing that I forgot to or hadn't mentioned yet, I wouldn't say forgot because you know we're not done with this video yet. One thing I hadn't mentioned is how many simoleons that Kenya has, or like what her financial status is. So, although Rich and Alicia, her parents, are very wealthy, they don't carry her. So, Kenya is aware that, like, if she really needed something, she could go to them. So, there's no, like, threat of poverty or anything like that in this story. But that's me saying, like, am I going to take some pictures? Am I going to give this lady a makeover? And I gave this lady a makeover. But yeah, so Kenya does not have to worry about, like, oh, if she's going to miss any meals or anything like that. But she does have to work to keep up her lifestyle and just live the way she wants to live. And so there is some motivation for her to kind of figure out her career and, like, get solidly into that and stick with that. And I really love all these makeovers that I gave these random townies. I'm obsessed with this shirt, this like sheer shirt on this guy. It is an in-game shirt. It wasn't like anything. Yeah, that's not CC at all. But I just think it looks so great on him. Like it doesn't look good on every sim, so good for him. And then I love these glasses on this lady. It's not in-game, it's CC. But again, not every sim can pull this off. So sometimes like the townies, when you make them over, they just they really do their thing. The directors and producers, well, the director and producers of this film are really impressed with Kenya. They see she even cooked a pie and she cooked some like down home food. So they're really impressed like by her fabulous life and how chill she is, and they are excited to work with her. Like it's just more of like people like to work with people they like. They're not really like, oh, impress us or anything like that, but you know, once they like each other, it's easier to continue to like each other. I don't know what Kenya bought for this like rebate day, but I'm glad she bought it. Good for her for having a successful rebate day. You know, you're never too rich to get a deal. Here I am just trying to get some screenshots for the thumbnails. I really be struggling with these screenshots. Like it is probably my least favorite part of doing Sims videos. Like is picking thumbnails, and I know some people love it. I just feel like thumbnails I have to think more about like what other people want to see as opposed to just like, hey, I just really like this picture of this sim. It could be weird or whatever, but I'm more like, is this aesthetically pleasing to the people that will come across it on YouTube? So fun fact that I am not interested in making thumbnails, but Kenya looks stunning. I love this dress, this color on her, just perfect. It is a couple of days later, a Wednesday morning, and Kenya is here working on her screenwriting. So she was really inspired after having that dinner, and like that she had some drinks with those people, and they really encouraged her. I think after she had some drinks, she kind of loosened up about like what she really wanted to do, and they really encouraged her to pursue that. And so she's been inspired for these past few days, and she's been writing a lot in the house. So she decided to get out and come to this like lounge, and in the daytime it's more chill, it's not a party, and they do let people kind of come in and just have some bites, and sometimes some people go in the pool. Now I know that escalated, ignore the fact that I edited some things out, but you're like, who is this man that she is kissing? And then I go to the next scene. So I don't know if y'all remember, but there was this guy. You have to watch A Rich Legacy to kind of fully remember if you don't. But there was this guy that she met in a gym in Del Sol Valley, and her dad worked with him or something and knew that he was married. Like they had had a flirtation, and then she kind of backed off. Allegedly, he is separated, and they ran into each other here in San Myshuno, and they've been flirting, and Kenya's been kind of lonely, and so that's kind of how that whole thing transpired. And yeah, also another thing, if you remember Joshua, again, you should watch Rich Legacy, but that was her childhood friend, her childhood crush, and they kind of had a little flirtation at the time, but he was actually studying to be a therapist, and like he was just not a fan of like the lifestyle that she was living, this like entertainment lifestyle. They just couldn't get it together. And so it kind of fizzled out. He also lived in whatever that eco lifestyle world is. But yeah, they just could not get it together. Now that she's here in San Myshuno, maybe there's a chance. I don't know. Maybe he's moved on with his life. But yeah, they haven't really spoken in a little while. While I was catching you up on Kenya's love life, she was finishing her screenplays. And so she's written a couple of screenplays. They got a little buzz. The first one was like really independent. The second one was with a smaller film studio, and they got a little buzz. So to be continued on that with Kenya. If you want to see another current household with Kenya, you have to let me know in the comments. This was really just a quick update on what she is doing, and I do kind of prioritize my LPs, but sometimes I'm having fun and I might do another current household, so you guys just have to really let me know what you want to see. To switch gears, we are changing households and worlds. We are in Britechester, which I have not played in Britechester in I don't even know how long, but I am very excited to share this update. This is Egypt and Mali. As I mentioned, they are Kenya's little sisters, and Egypt is about to start school at Britechester, and we're perfect timed for the welcome wagon. But let me just try to give you like a quick little tour of this house. And unlike Kenya, Egypt and Mali are less independent, partially because they're younger, but also because, the parents are more rich and they can provide a little more. So Egypt is starting Britechester, but she's not living on-campus housing because she's too, she has too much for that. And Alicia and Rich actually own this property. So they own this property. They would rent it out to like students and stuff like that. And so they are letting Egypt and Mali live here. Now Mali is actually still in high school. So Mali is the wild child, like definitely the wild child. I feel like every sim I have, like where there's like multiple siblings, one of them is just gonna be like doing whatever they want. And Egypt is very responsible. Like she's probably the most responsible sim in this family, and they felt comfortable letting Mali live with Egypt for her senior year and kind of finish schooling online and just start getting towards some independence. They also thought that it might inspire Mali to go to college. Mali doesn't really want to go to college. She doesn't really see the point Egypt's very passionate about going to college. As we know, Kenya did not go to college. That was not something that was important to her. But Rich kind of really wants his kids to go to college just because he never got his chance to. And yeah, here they are in Britechester. This is the welcome wagon. These are some townies that I have made over, and I guess they happen to be their neighbors. So we are going to invite them in and get to know them a little bit. And it's funny, like this Sim that's bald, but he wasn't actually bald in the other save. I don't know what happened to his hair, but he's actually from my founder's save file. If you don't know about the founder's save file, definitely look at the playlist. It is a save file where all the Sims move there, like they're starting over and they all live there. But sometimes I take my Sims out and put them in other worlds if I feel like they're more appropriate. So I think his name, I forgot what his name is, but yeah, he is here and they're, I guess they just ordered some pizza. I don't know if I think they ordered not knowing the welcome wagon would come over, but now they have some food for the welcome wagon, and this will be interesting. I really feel like Egypt is very focused on school, but it's good that she's making some friends. She never really had a lot of friends. She's a very focused sim. She wants to be a scientist or a doctor. She's not 100% sure. And, interested in this guy, got his little shirt unbuttoned, but I don't know what he came over here for, but this is an interesting group, and they all have interesting attire. And Molly looks so cute in this outfit. I am obsessed with this outfit on her. And as you can see, she jumped right out there. I feel like Egypt was more hesitant to be social, but Molly is so excited to be away from home and meeting Sims that are a little older than her and just living in a different world. She's really excited. They grew up in Brindleton Bay, and yeah, very, very excited about that. And let's lock some of these doors because I know how these Sims like to wander. But isn't this a cute townhome? And I love Molly's room, this purple. It's not, is it purple? I think it's purple. But yeah, I love this room for Molly. It doesn't have a door, but it just seems like she quickly made it hers. Egypt didn't change the room very much. She added some comforters, but it was like kind of nice already because again, they rent this out. Also, this build came from the gallery. This was not in game. This is not a save file. Well, it is a save file technically, but it's not a save file I downloaded like from Simlissy or Sweetie Write or anything because this is kind of an old save file for me. I started this gameplay before I started downloading other people's save files. Like I don't even think I knew how to download other people's save files at this time when I first started this game, and so I wasn't going to move people over. So yeah, a lot of the builds are just downloads from the gallery, and I don't remember what it's called, but if you want to know, leave me a comment. I will go in my game, look, and figure it out. And this is, I think this girl's name is Constance. She actually knows their older sister Kenya, but she's a little younger than Kenya, and it's kind of nice to have somebody that's like more familiar with the family living in the neighborhood as well. That's always nice and makes people feel safe. I wonder if they would like fruitcake. I almost always forget to check if my Sims like fruitcake. Sometimes like the fruitcake just gets lost and it disappears and I never know what happens, but I will try to remember to check if these Sims like fruitcake. Oh, it's time for Molly to go to work. I forgot Molly is an influencer. I feel like she really don't be on it like that. Like she has like a management team, I think partially because her parents are who they are, but she's not really on that. Like so I feel like they may be wasting money on this management team, and Molly's just trying things. Like I do feel like once she figures out what she wants to do, she'll be very passionate about it. I think she just hasn't figured out like what she cares about the most. Everything just feels exciting now. Like sometimes she's into photography, sometimes she's into fashion, sometimes she's just into influencing or I guess like marketing certain things online. But yeah, she just has to find her passion. And she also loves socializing. So I don't know what's in the cards for Molly quite yet. But that's about it for this welcome wagon. And it is actually a couple of days later. And this guy that is from the other save file, whose name I cannot remember, asked Egypt out for coffee, which is really nice because I want Egypt to get out there a little more. And Marcus Flex, now I know a lot of people play with him, and sometimes I delete him because he's so familiar from other people's channels, but I'm going to give him a little bit of a chance. Marcus Flex was kind of flirting with Egypt in front of this guy. I really got to know this guy's name. And it was awkward. It was very awkward. Egypt is not really used to that kind of attention, so she kind of felt strange about it, like she just didn't know what to do, and she kind of like laughed and joked it off, but she really did not like have a clue what to do. And the guy that asked her out was kind of like, he was a little intimidated by Marcus Flex, so he didn't want to like get buck about it. It was just an awkward situation, but I'm kind of glad it happened to Egypt. I just feel like Egypt needs some experiences besides schooling. So that was Egypt's little outing to a cafe. It is another day, and it's time for some sister time before classes start, before we have to go back to school. And we decided to try this new pool that is here in Britechester, another build. I think the only thing I added were those like towels there so people can lay out and tan. But yeah, we decided to try this new pool, and it's really gorgeous. And it's just a nice way to spend some sister time. Molly and Egypt actually are pretty close, even though they have such different personalities. And it's really a gorgeous day out here, like perfectly sunny, hot, but not overbearing. Just a really lovely day to be at the pool. Maybe they get a couple of drinks. Maybe they meet some people, maybe they don't. But yeah, this was a quick way to catch up with the Lawrence sisters. I would love to hear what you think about all three of them and where they are in life right now, and anything else you want to see from them or any other current households. I just want to talk to y'all in the comments. Honestly, it just really makes my day to do that. And if you like these videos, please give it a thumbs up so that you can see more sim videos from myself and other creators like me. Definitely subscribe if you want to see more videos from myself. I'm optimistic, but make it Sims. Thank y'all for watching. Bye.